Our next speaker is Wade Moore, and I'm from Observe Inc., and I'm really excited about the topic because I've been learning a lot about it this week. Welcome to the stage.
Hey, thank you so much, Jason. The clicker right here. Great. Hello, ATO! Thank you so much for coming out here today. My name is Wade Moore. I'm a solutions architect at Observe Inc. Observe is an observability provider, go figure. And my job is to work with partners to help manage and make sense of all of their data. So what does this have to do with AI? Well, the goal for the next 5 minutes is to give you all a crystal clear vision into what the next generation of observability is going to look like. And so we'll answer the question, why observability in AI? We'll look at AI runbooks and investigators, and then we'll take a look and review what Agentic AI and RAG solutions mean for observability. So without further ado, why observability in AI? If you see this depiction right here, you'll see the market size of the observability market in dollars and the growth projected over the next 10 years. Today is a $2 billion market, projected to 3x, to triple over the next 10 years. And this simply means there is plenty of capital, aka money, for fueling innovation. And so look forward to that coming, along with enormous amounts of data associated with observability. I work with a lot of heavy hitter clients. The one most notable that I can publicly talk about is Capital One. They send over 100 terabytes of data per day, and that's not nearly the full picture. Not to mention they spend tens of millions of dollars per year on observability solutions. So the seeds of innovation are in the ground. Another worthwhile mention here, especially for our folks at All Things Open, some really positive trends in regards to the open source community. The observability market has rallied behind the open telemetry standard for logs, metrics, and traces. And most recently, or more recently, they have established more headway into making Apache Iceberg the open standard for underlying data lake tables. And this means a lot more innovation is going to come from these open practices, empowering more and more vendors and the open source community to make innovations. So let's get into the good stuff. Start off with the best thing first. I present to you the AI Investigator. This is not your average chatbot, worlds apart from what we have out there today. Now you can explore your data without requiring tribal knowledge. Now you can collaborate with your team members in real time. And you can now also automatically capture your investigation step by step so that you can return to it later. This is a quick peek of the AI Investigator from Observe, one of, if not the first, to hit the market, but we fully expect other observability providers to quickly follow suit. This will be the new way to interact with your observability data. And so moving right along for the sake of time, we want to open up the hood and look at some of the underlying tech empowering what we can achieve there with the Investigator. Starting out with the alerts we all know and love. Of course, looking for app errors or issues in the metrics, but now we can include runbooks. Leveraging the same capabilities you saw in the Investigator, we can define the next steps to take in our investigation. And what you see here is quite literally the configuration. No JSON, no complicated tribal knowledge, just typing out what you'd like to see, and now generative AI can take that, specifically an orchestration AI agent, which is going to feed into other AI agents. As of right now, initially, these agents are just going to be specialized, understanding their category of data best to help recommend solutions. But eventually, these recommendations will turn into actions and provide automatic remedies to your Kubernetes clusters, GitHub repos, Jira tasks, and of course, going back to our observability platform using observability agents. And so last but not least, I want to mention what RAG means for observability, just listing out the sources that are included today to help provide context to user queries. As you might expect, we got public and internal documentation, online web forums, blog posts, anything you can get your hands on. And what I also thought was notable here, particularly for observability, is using code in the documentation in code, particularly for the query languages, proprietary languages that observability providers support, and all of them at this point have some form of a co-pilot attached to them. And the question I get from all of my clients all the time is, when can I start using my data inside of these AI solutions? And what that really means is, when can I start live streaming customer system data into some RAG solution to start pulling insights from that data? And I can tell you it's in development, it's on the way. Like many of us saw yesterday in the RAG workshop with John Willis, it really depends on what your data is and what questions you're trying to get out of that. So we're still developing that as we speak, and I'm really excited to see what comes next in the next generation of observability. I hope now you all are too. Thank you.